Well, friends, for about 2 months now, I've been hooked on Disney Plus, big time. Anyway, just not so long ago, last month, I had a Disney Princess Marathon. Now I'm about to give you a very special ranking of all those Disney Princess flicks I watched right now. Back Days! Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual, better known to y'all as the Big D, with a very special ranking vid. And this time I bring to you a ranking of all the movies from my Disney Princess Marathon that I did on Disney Plus. Now, I've listed 23 movies here. Now, the fourth Beauty and the Beast animated feature, Belle's Tales of Friendship, is not on Disney Plus, so it's not on the list. But everything else is. Also, I'm excluding Brave from the list because I still don't consider that a Disney Princess flick, considering Pixar was involved in this, okay? Sorry, but you'll be happy to know that I recently watched that. You'll be seeing that on my Disney Pixar franchise flicks ranking later in the month. For now, let's get ready for these here Disney Princess movies. Here we go. And there just should have been even 2 dozen. But number 23 is Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Magical World from 1998. Now, this is the third Beauty and the Beast flick. Now, this was one of those that was kind of supposed to be leading into a Beauty and the Beast animated series. Now, of course, we have, the same characters as we all know, plus some brand new characters, Webster, Crane, and LePlume. Yeah, it had 3 different stories that were all connected together, so yeah, it's not too bad of a movie, I must admit. Now, although there was kind of a downside, they had this woman named Anne Rogers voice Mrs. Potts and not Angela Lansbury. That was kind of a slight disappointment, but however, everyone else was back, according to this, including Paige O'Hara, Robbie Benson, David Ogden Stiers, and let's see, Jerry Orbach. Oh yeah. And, Bradley Pierce didn't return for this one. He did Mrs. Potts' son, Chip. Gregory Grutt did the voice of that character. But anyway, yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty cute and fun in ways, but it's not really the best one, though. Now, the first of these flicks on the ranking are going to be the direct-to-video titles, so bear with me. You'll get the theatrical ones real soon. But this one's okay and all. It's just different stories. And it has a few new additional characters. So, it's not bad. Alright, number 22 is The Little Mermaid, Ariel's Beginning from 2008. I almost said 19. Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah, from 2008. This was released almost 20 years after the original Little Mermaid, and this was a prequel to this. It was the final installment of the trilogy, and this, of course, would be long before we ever got Prince Eric and what have you. So anyway, now Jodie Benson and Samuel E. Wright both return as Ariel and Sebastian. While unfortunately many other characters voices were absent, Kenneth Mars never returned as King Triton because he had been diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and Jim Cummings took over the role. We also have Sally Field voicing the new villainess, Marina Del Rey, who is no sea witch, thank goodness. Sorry, no offense. But now, while the film got heavily dissed and what have you, but the animation quality and voice performances were still good, though. I did like seeing more of Ariel's sisters in this. Let's see if Adela, Andrina, Alana, Aquata, Arista, and Athena. Yeah, those were all pretty good. And also, we kind of got a new voice for Flounder as well. Yeah, in the form of Parker Goris, I believe that was a new voice, I'm pretty sure, but at least I think it was. But anyway, Ariel's still young, and all music has been banned from Atlantic after being heartbroken by the death of his wife. Yeah, but Ariel attempts to challenge this law. But anyway, it's good in some ways. Not great, though. It's okay good. So, anyway, yeah, it's not too bad. So, that's 22. Next, number 21 is Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World from 1998. And this was released 3 years later after the original was released. Now, of course, you all know about the first film dealing with Pocahontas meeting with John Smith and the arrival of the British settlers in Jamestown. The sequel focuses on Pocahontas' journey to England with John Rolfe to negotiate for peace between the two nations, although her death is omitted from the film's ending. Yeah, I didn't know that, but now I know. Oops. Anywho, yeah, the cast is not too bad. We have Billy Zane as John Rolfe, and actually Donald Gibson, who is actually younger brother of Mel Gibson, voiced John Smith this time. Of course, Mel voiced him in the first film. Now, there's several other voiceover changes, I do believe. But anyway, Irene Bedard returns in voicing the title character, and David Ogden Stiers returns as Governor Ratcliffe, the villain from the first movie, who is up to no good again. It does have some pretty good performances. I'd say this really got this big time, yeah. Yeah, it was okay. It just wasn't great, though. I appreciate them having Irene Bedard returning as Pocahontas. That was pretty understanding, so yeah, it was okay. So, and that's Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World. Now, number 20 is Mulan 2 from 2004. Yeah, this was poorly received by the critics as well. Yeah, it was factually okay good in some ways, but not great as its predecessor though. Anyway, now we do have Ming-Na Wen return to voice the title character and B.D. Wong as Shang, so that was real good. I mean, we have some princesses here, May, Ting Ting, and Sue. Of course, Sue was voiced by Lauren Tom, Ting Ting was voiced by Sandra Oh, and May was voiced by Lucy Liu. Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't bring Eddie Murphy back as Mushu. Mark Mosley voices him, which is a shame. Still, there was to be a third one, but due to this not doing so well, it got canned. I mean, now, like Other Girls, that was a pretty cute song and what have you. I also like the pop version you hear at the end credits by Atomic Kitten. That's just one of the things that saves this from being a bunch of animated the garbage and what have you. Sorry, everyone. But anyway, Mulan 2 is factually okay good. So, now said, number 19 is I apologize for the light being so bright on the picture. It's Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. Yeah, from 2002. Now, this was a surprise. After it had been like 50 years since the original came out, which I was going to review that this year, but I got sidetracked and forgot all about it. Don't you worry, none. I will make up for lost time for that when I do a month of Disney later on this year, I promise. In the meantime, Cinderella 2 is, well, it's good in some ways. But however, critics weren't too impressed with this. It looked like a pieced together remains of a rejected television series, akin to what they were trying to do with Beauty and the Beast. Now we have Jennifer Hale voicing the title character and Christopher Daniel Barnes doing Charming. Rob Paulson, who's pretty big, voiced Jock and the Grand Duke and other characters, and Corey Burton did Gus. Yeah. We also had some other familiar names to from the Disney animation voiceover world, like Tress MacNeille voicing, well, Cinderella's stepsister, Anastasia Tremaine. Rusty Taylor voiced Cinderella's other stepsister, Drizella, as well as Fairy Godmother. And Lady Tremaine, their mother, voiced by Suzanne Blakesley. Yeah, I will say that Gus and Jacques wanted to hear the story of Cinderella from Fairy Godmother. She had just finished reading To the Other Mice, but however, they decided to make a new book. What happens after the Happily Ever After consists of 3 stories, just like the Beauty and the Beast movie I was talking about. Yeah, it's not bad, not factually too bad in ways, but it wasn't quite that good though. So anyway, yeah, that's all I can say. That's Cinderella 2 for y'all, so enough about that. Okay, number 18 is and that would be Cinderella 3, A Twist in Time from 2007. Yeah, now this one I think was a little better than the last one. This was well received. Anyway, it was the story being taken over big time as the Fairy Godmother loses her wand and Anastasia takes it to Lady Tremaine. And Anastasia accidentally turns her into a statue, and Lady Tremaine has another chance of redeeming herself after being ruined in the first one by reversing what the Happily Ever After. Yeah. That was pretty good. Now, that was a good one. Now, that wasn't too bad of a movie, so I gotta say, this was better than the last one, and I'm gonna say A Twist in Time was pretty good. I really thought it was pretty fun. So that's 18. And now, number 17 is Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas from 1997. Now, this kind of served as a movie that kind of took place during the, well, kind of in the middle of the events of the first movie. Well, that's just in my opinion, but hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Anyway, we got lots of the voice acting cast. Now, okay, now I did make a slight error on the voice of Chip. In this movie, he's voiced by Haley Joel Osment, yeah. But however, we do have the other voiceovers from the first movie. Robbie Benson, Paige O'Hara, Jerry Orbach, David Ogden Stiers, and of course Angela Lansbury. Let's see. Well, Belle is anticipating the Christmas season. Yeah, this took place not long after Beast saved Belle from the wolves, if you remember that. Well, the other servants of here are excited, but they reveal that Beast is against the seasons ever since he was transformed into a beast, actually on Christmas Eve somehow. Yeah, but we didn't quite see that in the original, you know. So Belle teaches the Beast how to ice skate and all that stuff. They're observed by Forte, a pipe organ, who was formerly the Princess Court composer and does not want the spell to break. Now, Forte is voiced by Tim Curry. Yeah, another good villain voiced by him. And his Piccolo, Mia Fife, voiced by yes, Paul Pee Wee Herman Rubens. Yeah, not too bad. They try to sabotage Beast and Belle's friendship and what have you during the holiday season and what have you. Let's see. Hang on. Oh, yes. Oh, and we also have... Oh, yes. Angelique, a new character in this, voiced by Bernadette Peters. Very good. I have to say, this was pretty good and what have you. But I'd say critics weren't too thrilled with this, as you can imagine. So, the heck with what they say. This is a pretty underrated movie. It was fun to watch it during the holiday season last year, before I ever got Disney Plus. It was good to watch again to celebrate Christmas in July. So, anyway, that was pretty good. Next, number 16 is... The Return of Jafar from 1994. Now, this was the sequel to Aladdin from a couple of years ago, and this kind of served as a lead-in to the Aladdin animated series, which premiered the same year, as it would be shown on Fridays on the Disney Afternoon block in syndication, and also on CBS's Saturday morning block. Anyway, well, we got most of the cast back, except for Sultan, who was now voiced by Val Benton, because I believe Douglas Seal passed away after he had done him in the first movie. We do have the rest of the cast is the same. We have Jonathan Freeman as our main villain, Jafar, Gilbert Gottfried as Iago, Linda Larkin as Princess Jasmine, Frank Welker doing the vocal effects of Abu and Raja, and of course Scott Weinger, once again voicing out the title character of Aladdin from the first movie. And unfortunately, Robin Williams isn't back as Genie. They got Dan Castellaneta, who had recently done voice acting work for some of Disney stuff, most notably Darkwing Duck, and of course, who was still voicing a certain Homer Simpson to voice him. He's good, but it's not quite as good as Williams is, but he still provides a lot of humor and what have you. We also get introduced to, well, let's see if, another new villain who would actually be antagonist in the Aladdin animated series, Abbas Maul, voiced by Jason Alexander. That was pretty good and what have you. I know this wasn't quite well received as I can imagine, but I have to say this is still good in ways. It may be short though, but it's still pretty cool though. So that's number 16, The Return of Jafar. On we go. Number 15 is... The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea from 2000. Released over a decade after the first movie. We have Joey Benson back as Ariel and what have you. But the film, you guessed it, was heavily dissed. But I still think it's a pretty good movie in ways. We have Tara Strong voicing Ariel and Eric's daughter Melody. Of course, Rob Paulsen's voicing Eric in this. We do have Kenneth Mars back as King Trion and Samuel E. Wright as Sebastian. Also, Buddy Hackett voicing Scuttle one last time. He would pass away 3 years later after this. There'll be lots of other voiceovers. Of course, we have, let's see, René Auberjonois voicing Chef Louis, and E. McClurg as Carlotta. Now, a guy named K.E. Cutter voiced Grimsby this time, because I believe the original voiceover had passed away. I'm pretty sure of it. Cam Clark voices Flounder. But anyway, well, sorry about that, everyone. Now, I'm going to tell you this, that this isn't too bad of a movie. It does have a few downsides. Anyway, but anyway, they are just trying to do what's best and keep Melody being unaware of, well, Ariel's mermaid heritage and whatnot, and forbidding her from ever going to the sea. But she's been sneaking out, though, behind her parents' backs and what have you. But to make matters worse, they have a big new rival in the form of Morgana, Ursula's sister, who happens to be voiced by the same person who voiced Ursula, Pat Carroll. Yeah, you better believe it, my friends. Yeah, this is, well, it has some good aspects, but not a whole lot, but it's an okay experience. So, anyway, that's 15 for you. Okay, let's keep it going. Number 14 is Aladdin and the King of Thieves from 1996. Now, this will be served as the grand finale to the Aladdin series, and also a closing to the animated series as well. Anyway, now, Robin Williams was brought back to voice Genie. We also got Scott Weinger and, let's see, Linda Larkin back, as well as Gilbert Gottfried, Val Ben, and Frank Welker. So anyway, that was pretty good and all. Now, Aladdin is surprised to have found his long-lost father, even after recovering a dagger, his only memento of his lost father, who had abandoned his family when he was just a small child. But soon he's learned that this man named Kasim, who happens to be the leader of the 40 Thieves. So anyway, I think this is a pretty good sequel. I don't care what people say. It's kind of got a little diss too, but even so, I think this was pretty good. With Robin Williams back, it was a fun experience. Aladdin the King of Thieves, I wasn't too bad. But anyway, that's the ending of the direct-to-video movie. So on to the theatrical ones. So, and please don't give me hate for having these in a different order. Here we go. Number 13 is Pocahontas from 1995. Now, bear with me. I know this kind of got a little mixed response and what have you, but I liked it for obvious reasons, since I do have this on video, but all my vids are locked up in storage. But with Disney Plus, I managed to revisit this. I do like this movie for what it is. I like the performances we got from Irene Bedard, who voiced the title character, Mel Gibson doing John Smith, David Ogden Stiers as Ratcliffe, our villain, plus lots of other great voices and what have you. Let's see. John Cassier, I forgot to bring him on, voices Pocahontas' pet raccoon, Miko. Let's see. Russell Means as Chief Powhatan. See, Christian Bale in one of his early performances, way before doing the Dark Knight trilogy, as John Smith's friend Thomas. Yeah, you better believe it. And Linda Hunt doing Grandmother Willow. Yeah. I like Pocahontas for what she is. She's free-spirited and, well, you probably know the story. I love the music as well, including the... Forgive me, everyone. Yeah. Yeah, the soundtrack's pretty good. I like Around the River Bend and, of course, Colors of the Wind, which is so amazing. The pop version's pretty good, too, done by Vanessa Williams. But anyway, yeah, it's not too bad. It was the 33rd animated motion picture from Disney, so it was pretty good. So that's Pocahontas for you. I'll possibly review that sometime down the road, maybe during my month of Disney. Okay, back to the countdown. Number 12 is... Moana from 2016. Yeah, please don't hate me for having this outside my top 10. I still thought this was good after I revisited this. I've only seen this twice now. But anyway, this is a pretty fun movie. And this was the 56th animated Disney flick. Now, I like the voice acting in this thing. Ale Cravallo, I hope that's how you pronounce that, as the title character, along with Dwayne Johnson as Maui. Yeah. Really great character. Yeah, a lot of the other characters are pretty good, but anyway, I liked Moana and Maui. They were pretty good. This was a pretty fun experience. Yeah, a lot of y'all probably enjoy it. The songs were pretty good, which some of those were co-written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who I'm sure a lot of y'all have recently watched Hamilton on Disney+. Yeah. Mulan, it's not too bad of a flick. That's number 12. Okay. Number 11 is... The Little Mermaid from 1989. Yeah. This is easily a flick from my childhood and what have you. After rewatch it, it's still got its moments and what have you. I love Joey Benson's performance as Ariel. I love the performances of all those great characters. Like Flounder and Sebastian and Scuttle, Prince Eric, and of course Ursula and King Triton. Yeah, those were all pretty good performances. It's not too bad of a movie and what have you. Again, I've been hearing about that live-action remake that got coming up. I don't know what I'm going to be thinking of it. If it ever gets back into production, I wish Disney the best of luck with it. But anyway, you know the story and what have you. Rebellious 16-year-old mermaid is fascinated with the human world and what have you, life on the land, etc., etc., etc. Again, music's real good. Under the Sea, Kiss the Girl, etc., etc., etc. Enough said. Little Mermaid, pretty good. Alright, number 10 is... Frozen 2 from last year in 2019. Yeah, well, I like this just as much as the first one, which that's still to come. But however, it kind of got a little bit mixed in my opinion, but still was reasonably well accepted. Again, I really loved the performances from Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel, Josh Gad, all the other great performers. Really good. I mean, we get to see Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf, and Sven travel to ancient unbound forests of an enchanted land. Really cool. Yeah, I'm going to say the songs are pretty good. I like a lot of songs, most notably Lost in the Woods. I like the actual one from the movie. Weezer's version from the Closing Crates was good in ways, but I like the one we heard in the movie, thank you. But yeah, Frozen 2, it's not quite, not almost as well. I liked it just as much as the first one, but it's not quite close to as good as its predecessor, though. But it manages to do its best, though. So enough said about it. Okay, number 9 is. Again, I apologize for trying to get the light out so you can see what it is. It's the original Cinderella from 1950. Love this movie, and I love the songs from this. It's pretty good. Most notably, Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, which is really a good track. I love the performances. Eileen Woods, who voices the title character, real good. Yeah. This became a big hit for Disney, even after some of their other flicks were major disappointments before their re-releases and what have you. Yeah, but you know the story. Girl wants to get to go to the ball, but doesn't due to wicked stepmother, Lady Tremaine sisters, Anastasia, and Drizella. But the fairy godmother comes along, and Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo, you got it. That was a real fun movie. It's one of the great Disney princess flicks that I've always known. I've remembered seeing as a youngster. So, that's Cinderella. Again, I will make it up for y'all, okay? I promise. Number 8 is. Tangled from 2010. Well, I saw most of this movie, but I don't think I remember watching all of it, but I gave it a chance on Disney Plus. I have to say, this is a real fun movie. It's a fun-filled telling of the story of Rapunzel. Mandy Moore does an absolutely good job in voicing Rapunzel. Zachary Levi voicing, well, this here thief of a character, Flynn Rider. Don Murphy plays Mother Gothel, real good. We also got some other good performances from Brad Garrett, Ron Perlman, Jeffrey Tambor, Richard Kiel, and MC Gainey. Yeah, I have to say, this was a fun-filled ride. I gotta say, I really loved it and what have you. Now, I do know it spawned a short film a couple years later, as well as a TV series. Never saw it, though, but I've heard of it, though. But anyway, I really think it's a pretty fun movie, Tangled is. I love it. Anyway, number 7 is. The Princess and the Frog from 2009. The 49th Disney animated feature film. Loosely based on the novel The Frog Princess, which is in turn based on The Frog Prince. Anyway, this had a pretty good story. And I originally wanted to see this long ago when I rented it from the Red Box, but unfortunately the DVD was scratched big time, but thus I never did see it. However, a few months ago I caught it on Netflix. A month before I got Disney Plus, which I rewatched it on there. After watching it a second time, I gotta say The Princess and the Frog is not bad. I mean, one of the last Disney anime features I know of to actually be done in the traditional animated form before they went to computer animation, what have you, but well, I'm gonna say I like the atmosphere of the film. Having it take place in New Orleans, I think it is. Let me look. Yes. I loved Tiana. It's a great character. Her, you have friends Charlotte and what have you. A lot of the characters are pretty good. Prince Naveen. And of course, Dr. Facilier, aka the Shadow Man. Yeah, great villain. And what have you. And we also had some other good performances from, well, lots of voice actors and actresses and what have you. Yeah, the cast was pretty good. The Princess and the Frog, well, I'm going to say it's pretty good. Let's take a good liking by yours truly. Okay, on with this. Number 6 is Mulan from 1998. Great movie. After finally revisiting this, after I had not seen this in quite some time, I have to say Mulan is definitely another good movie. This was the 36th animated feature from Disney. And surely you know the story, taking place in China during the Han Dynasty, where Mulan impersonates a man to take her father's place during a general conscription to counter a Han invasion. I have been wanting to review this since the day the live-action feature was supposed to come out earlier this year, but due to the you-know-what, it's been delayed indefinitely, so we don't know when it's gonna come. I just hope for the best. But anyway, I really like the performances from all the cast. Ming-Na Wen, who voices the Tao character. A. Murphy voicing Mushu, great. B.D. Wong as Shang. I like the singing voice provided by Donny Osmond, very impressive. Other great voices including Miguel Ferrer, June Foray, Harvey Fierstein, Jed Watanabe. Yeah. Even Pat Maria, one of his last few performances, of course, most of y'all know him as Mr. Miyagi from The Karate Kid. Yeah. I will say, I love the music in this, especially I'll Make a Man Out of You. That was a good song. So, anyway, Mulan is a pretty good movie. I love it. Anyway, now for the top 5. Number 5 is Sleeping Beauty from 1959. Yeah, after I had rewatched this for the first time in years, it's been a long time since I last saw this movie, of course. Anyway, it was actually one of the last Disney adaptations of a fairy tale for some years because of the mixed critical reception, and it didn't do too well at the box office either, but still, they didn't return to this genre until 30 years later with The Little Mermaid. Yep. Anyway, this of course was adopted from Tchaikovsky's Sleeping Beauty ballet. Of course, we all know the story and what have you. Princess Aurora, or, well, being undertaken care by the good fairies Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather, who are absolutely great characters. But, however, Maleficent, the main antagonist, is out to get her, and of course, Prince Philip has to stop her. But anyway, Sleeping Beauty is absolutely great. Now, unfortunately, I have not seen Maleficent yet with Angelina Jolie. I know the last year's sequel, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, is currently on Disney+. Unfortunately, its predecessor's not on there. When that comes up, I will certainly watch it. And we'll see what happens, if I like this or what have you. But Sleeping Beauty is definitely a pretty good movie. I think it's pretty good. Okay, number 4 is Beauty and the Beast from 1991. Definitely a great movie. The 30th animated motion picture from Disney. And probably one of the greatest after Little Mermaid put them back on the map. After many hits and misses. But anyway, this was definitely a masterpiece. Also the first film to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Picture. Anyway, I love the performances from all the cast that included Paige O'Hara, Robbie Benson, Jerry Orbach, David Ogden Stiers, let's see, oh yeah, and Angela Lansbury. Those were all great. All the characters were absolutely great. I love them all. Belle, the Beast, Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, Chip, let's see, Belle's father, Maurice, and of course Gaston and LeFou. Yeah, pretty good movie. You can't go wrong with. All the songs were absolutely good. Be Our Guest, the title song, and both versions. The pop version, which was done by Celine Dion and Peabo Bryson, real good. So anyway, Beauty and the Beast, still a classic in my book. Number 3 is Aladdin from 1992. This was Disney's 31st animated motion picture, and definitely one of my faves. Well, I had to count in the princess category because it has the beautiful Princess Jasmine in it. Duh. We got great performances from the whole cast. Scott Weinger voiced the title character. Robin Williams, of course, voicing Genie. Linda Larkin as Princess Jasmine. Jonathan Freeman as Jafar. Gilbert Gottfried as Iago. Frank Welker doing vocal effects for Abu and Raja. And Douglas Seal in one of his final performances as the Sultan. Yeah, I have to say, this was a great movie. It's one of my main favorites from Disney. Anyway, I love the soundtrack to this. Hearing Arabian Nights, A Friend Like Me, Prince Ali. Yeah. These were all real good. So anyway, Aladdin's pretty good, and I did take the time to watch the remake, despite I did a rant video on it. It's changed my opinion a little bit, but I'll talk about that when I decide to review it, alright? Promise. I can't guarantee you when yet, but you'll get a review of the live action Aladdin sometime, okay? But anyway, I love the original anime Aladdin. It's a masterpiece, and it's good. Alright, now for the final 2. This was a tough decision. Okay, number 2 is Frozen from 2013. Definitely a good movie. At first, I didn't feel like it because this was way too overrated at the box office. This film spent like 4 blooming months in the top 10 at the box office, surpassing even Avatar. Anywho, enough said about it. Anyway, I think Frozen's a pretty good movie after watching it. I've watched it a few times. Of course, it's inspired by the story of the Snow Queen. Of course, it tells the story of a fearless princess who sets off on a journey alongside a rugged ice man, his loyal reindeer, and a naive snowman to find her estranged sister, whose icy powers have inadvertently trapped their kingdom in eternal winter. Yeah. I love the voice acting. Kristen Bell, Idina Menzel, Jonathan Groff, that's who I forgot to bring up, and Josh Gad. Yeah, all the characters were pretty good. Anna and Elsa, Olaf. Let's see. And Kristoff. And, let's see. And, of course, Sven. Those were all pretty good characters. The soundtrack was absolutely good, too. I especially liked Let It Go, but I prefer the one in the movie, not Demi Lovato's version at the end credits. Idina Menzel did a great job in doing that song in the movie, just like she did for the voice of Elsa. Anyway, yeah, Frozen has become a fave of mine, and it's number 2. Alright, here's the big one. I hope you guys don't hate me for having this. Number 1 is... Surprise! Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the very first Disney animated feature from 1937. Yeah, I had said The Wizard of Oz was the oldest film I saw. It was actually this one. This was the real oldest film I saw until it now got into a tie with the original A Star is Born. But anyway, this was the very first animated feature done by Disney and released by RKO Radio Pictures, who of course released some of their other movies. But anyway... yeah, everyone, I'm sure, enjoyed this. I absolutely do love the cast performances. There's so many to mention, but let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I love the performances from everyone. I like the characters, Snow White especially, and the evil queen, and let's see, of course, our 7 dwarves, Doc, Happy, Grumpy, Sneezy, Sleepy, Bashful, and, oh boy, yeah. Okay, let me try this again. Doc, Sleepy, Sneezy, Grumpy, Happy, Bashful, and Dopey. There, I got it. Sorry. Sometimes I kind of get lost in those dwarves' names. My bad. But anyway, yeah. This was really a good movie. I love it. So don't hate me for having this as my top fave. It's become a great movie. The music's absolutely great. We all know those songs. Hi-Ho and Whistle While You Work. Yep. Anyway, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. Definitely a very good movie. I love the story. It's absolutely great. It's just the first great masterpiece from Disney. Enough said. You all know the story. But anyway, that's it. That's my top favorite film of my Disney Princess Marathon, Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. If you had to pick a Disney Princess flick from this list, what would your top favorite Disney Princess flick be if you did a marathon? Or just give me your favorite Disney Princess flick of all time. Tell me in the comment section below. If you liked the video, click the like button and subscribe to my channel and be a part of the Big D Nation. Anyway, thanks for watching. Excuse me. And join me for more reviews and what have you coming up. Now, if you liked this video, you can check out some of these other reviews and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Little Mermaid. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Beauty and the Beast, which unfortunately has only got a mere 1 view because I back-to-back reviewed it with the live-action one. Rather disappointed, though. If I don't get any more views on that, I'm going to have to take it down and re-review both movies separately, okay? Don't know when I'll do it, but I will. You can guarantee. The bottom left-hand corner is my recent ranking vid of my favorite songs and characters from the Disney's Descendants trilogy, which has already got over 20 views so fast. Very impressive. This is doing as well as my Descendants 3 review did last year. Anyway, the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, video games, music, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I wanted to do this video especially for one of my fellow YouTubers, Cypher's Movie Talk Reviews. Which this is especially just for him if he's ready for it. Okay, I'm going to sign off this time. This is the Big D saying, see ya.